Okay, but seriously, Happy New Year, happy 2015. I know it's been a really long time since I filmed a YouTube video and I feel really ridiculous about that. Life has been crazy. So let's talk about the crazy things that happened in my 2015. So first of all, let's see, January of 2015 started in a new relationship. February, let's see, March, April, I got really busy with work. I was in direct sales and just got super duper busy going on trips and having to take people on dinners and lunches and things like that, and got really busy. May 2014 was my 30th birthday, so that was actually really fun and awesome. I felt a lot of love on my 30th birthday. Now though, I'm sitting here thinking and I'm like, I think in like 4 months is my 31st birthday, which wow, time flew by. But anyways, so it was my 30th birthday. Let's see, June, July, summer, I'm not really sure what we did. Summer, I don't know, but August, September is when I started thinking maybe I need a change in my job. And the reason being is not because I hated my company or anything like that, but just because I was in, like I said, getting really busy, taking people out, having to be with clients all the time, and I actually graduated in communications and marketing and public relations and did that when I lived in Canada and those kinds of things. So I really just kind of wanted to get back to that, not kind of being at somebody else's will, but really doing what I love for the good of the company. So in September, I gave my notice and I started a new job in October for an oilfield service company here in Houston, where the management team is very near and dear to my heart. I've known them for quite some time. They're kind of like a family. And I do their communications, design, print media, web media, that kind of stuff, and investor relations as well. So that has been a huge change and huge learning curve, even though I love it. That's been a really huge change. The next change was also in October. We ended our relationship, which was difficult, and also I learned a lot from that. So we can talk about that another time, but that was difficult and quite a change because we had been for almost a year with each other every single day and that kind of thing. So that was a change. Then in end of October or maybe beginning of November, I bought a house, which will not be built until August, but there will be plenty of videos about the building of that house and all of those things. So out with the old and in with the new. And that is really my motto for 2015. Like I said, my last motto was being intentional. This is just, I really have felt like in my devotionals and in my time alone with the Lord, that I've really felt him saying to me, like, declutter your life. Like, you've got to declutter your life. And so that's going to be my main focus, is like decluttering my life is going to be the biggest part, out with the old. And the in with the new is really like making room for really good things in your life that are going to stick around and that are going to be meaningful and that are going to lend to you having a more full life, and lend to you loving others more, and just kind of sharing your journey with other people, because I really think that's what's all about. My last year, 2014, I really pushed myself outside my comfort zone. I opened up my home and had a Bible study here and met so many new people. Almost every person that came was someone I had never met before. And we were just so transparent and open with each other and just able to build friendships that I will have for a really long time. And it was just so great. And it was just, you know, I want to make room to be able to love on other people, to be able to have energy left to do for others. You know, I don't want to run myself into the ground so much with work and all these to-dos that I make for myself, or have-to-dos, or I'm going to be a bad person, or I'm going to be, you know, not good enough in the eyes of God or my parents or my friends or family or bosses. I just want to let that go. I just want to let that guilt go and just kind of declutter. So how are we going to do that? How do you declutter your life? It's so hard, and there's so many different areas where you should declutter. So I made some notes here, but I think that really you want to get rid of the time suckers. And that can be a lot of things. It can be people. Again, we all have 24 hours in a day, and it's our decision on how we're going to use that. You know, organizations. If you're in 3 church groups and 5, you know, charitable groups and all, you got to figure out what's most important to you, what you're most passionate about, and focus more of your energy on less things. So I don't know if that makes sense, but instead of focusing like a tiny amount of whatever you have left of energy on 25 things, maybe you could focus, 30% of your energy or 40% of your energy on 3 organizations and just do that. I know. Also a time sucker is lack of planning. And this is huge for me because I am a planner, but I'm somebody that I'm only a planner because if I don't have a plan, it doesn't go well for me. So you really have to plan and make sure that you're utilizing as much time as you can. I know, I love that quote, or somebody posted on Facebook or Twitter or something the other day, but it was like, Beyonce has the same 24 hours in a day that you have, and look what she's doing. And if you're not doing it, that's your issue. And I just laughed, and obviously that's funny, but obviously it's not like I'm striving to be Beyonce, but the girl does a whole lot in a 24-hour period. What are you doing? Like, there's no reason why you can't do that. I mean, you can, and it just depends on how you focus on your passions. The other kind of sucker is money suckers. This was huge for me in 2015 because I literally had so many automatic draft payments that some of them I kept because I need to have them. And some of them I let go because it was like, really, I added it all up and I was spending a ton of money a month on stuff that I just kind of forgot about and had on auto draft. So go back through those auto draft payments. This could also be people. It could be people that, every time you hang out with them, they want to go and have an $80 dinner, or, they want to go on a shopping spree. Sometimes maybe come up with new plans that you can do with people where you don't have to spend so much money, and just kind of, work on paring that down. It's also products. I would just say do kind of an inventory and a reevaluation on like, what type of products do you love? What type of products are you like, I really just overbuy mascaras, or I overbuy, I don't know, MyFitFoods, which I really do. And I love MyFitFoods and I'm not taking anything away from them, but I'll buy like 20 of them and they go bad in 2 days. And then I only eat like 8. And then it's like, why did I do that? That was silly. Some people stick to that religiously. I don't. Anyways, the other thing that you want to go out with the old is joy suckers. And this can be a lot of different things, but guilt is a huge joy sucker. If you have a lot of guilt, I know a lot of us have mommy guilt, or if you have guilt that you're not where you want to be in your career, or if you have guilt that you don't own your home, or that you haven't paid off your car, which I will always think is a bad investment. I don't know that you need to pay off your car unless you're rolling in it. But anyway, if you just have this guilt, like I didn't eat well today, or I didn't work out long enough today, or at all, you got to get rid of that. And the way to get rid of that is really, to me, is self-help. And really just like for me, I have to read my Bible every day. If I don't read my Bible every day, I don't go forward throughout the day with encouragement, goodness, planted as a seed in me. A lot of people do devotionals, and I love devotionals too, and I usually do a devotional, but it's the true word, that it can, God can open your Bible to a page one day and you go, I'm pretty sure that you wanted me to read that. And it's just amazing, when you pray about it and when you read your Bible and you really get into scripture, what becomes important. You start to lose the guilt. You start to realize, like, I am a product of grace. Like, whatever I am in the world, however many people I help, however many people I love, I can do it because God gave me grace. And he accepts me for who I am and where I am. God doesn't care if I'm overweight. God doesn't care. Now he cares if I'm lazy and a glutton, but he doesn't care if I'm overweight and I've got a lot of things going on and all those things. God doesn't care if I'm not fully made up for the day. God doesn't care if I didn't work out today. I can promise you that. What he cares about is that you love others and that you share his word. And I think you'll find in 2015 or any year, anytime, that if you do those things, you only get goodness. You only feel good. You're going to struggle. You're going to feel like it's a responsibility for sure, but you get so much goodness from that in your heart. And you see God blessing your life. When you're in his word and when you are intimate with him, you see him blessing your life. So time suckers, money suckers, joy suckers, out with the old. So what are we going to bring in with the new? And this is so exciting. I'm so excited to talk about some of the new things that I'm going to be doing for this year. And I hope that you'll join me because it's going to be awesome. But one of them is, for me, is connect more with God. And so I am challenging myself to read the entire Bible from today until, actually from a couple weeks ago, until January 1st of next year. And that is hard for me because, again, you have to allot time to that. You have to be intentional about making that time to do that. But I'm almost through Genesis. I've been doing it for like a week and I am loving it. And by the way, if you're going to do that, if you're going to read the Bible cover to cover, and I'm sure people have other opinions about this, but I would buy a Message Bible. The version is the Message. I have a lot of different versions. I love to read different versions of the Bible, but the Message is so straightforward that you will be able to read it like a book. And I mean, there's some stories that, you know, if I were to have read them in the NIV or ESV or something like that, I would have been like, I don't know what this is, and I'm out, to be honest, you know. And so this one is so easy. You can literally just read it from cover to cover. I'm almost done with Genesis. And by the way, the Bible is not boring. Like, if you think the Bible's boring, you're not reading a good version, or you're not intentional about getting fed by it, because it is so amazing. There's some stuff in there in my Bible, in my margin, I actually wrote like, ugh, gross. Oh my God, this is really happening. Oh my gosh, ugh, ugh. And it's also like, if you start reading Genesis, there's a lot of things about our time that we think like, wow, we're horrible. This is horrible. When you read about then, you're like, oh my word. Like, we can turn this around. We can have a great awakening again. Like, we can turn this around. And so invigorating. So for me, it's to grow closer to God, and I'll be doing that through reading my Bible. Anyway, so I host The Porch Houston, and I say we because now there's so many people who are kind of regulars that come every time, and they are a huge help, and I love them, and they bless me every time. They bring food, and they bring friends, and it's just really growing, and it really fills my heart up and stirs up my affections for Jesus. The second thing is feed a healthy lifestyle. And you guys, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you've probably seen me posting a ton of posts lately that are like selfies, and like, don't hate on the selfie. Do not hate, because the reason why I post selfies is not to be like, look at me. And I'm about to post a selfie that's like, look at me. I need to work it out, honey. But I post them for motivation. I do in-home workouts, and it's hard. It's hard to motivate yourself at your house with minimal to no weight to get on the floor and do a workout. So when I post those things, I'm posting it for the benefit of a community that I'm part of. And they'll say like, I did this too, and I did 3 rounds, and we inspire each other. And it has really helped me to be consistent about working out. I've had 2 or 3 people in the last week contact me and say, hey, I've just seen your consistency of your posts is what they're seeing. And how do you do that? Like, can you tell me about your program? Can you tell me what's going on? How can I get involved? And so I will say, in the new year, this is really exciting for me. Dun, 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 new excitement, new. So in with the new is I have just signed up to be a certified Beachbody coach. And what that means is, if you've never heard of Beachbody, you've probably heard of Insanity or P90X. And I am so excited. There's so many amazing products associated with Beachbody that I just 100% love. If you've never heard of Beachbody, you have heard of P90X, I'm sure, or Insanity. There's also some programs that are not as intense as Insanity. I know people are like, Insanity, that's cray-cray. And it is cray-cray. You get amazing results, but it's crazy town. So I love it. I think it's great. I've tried it before. But the flip side of that is that there's modifications now. Like, there's a P90X that's shorter amounts of time. There's Insanity Max 30, which is what I'm going to be trying, and I'm going to be starting a challenge group very soon, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be awesome. If you guys want to try out any of our products, you will be able to do that like in a challenge pack price that you'll really love. But the biggest thing that I'm loving about joining, and that I have not tried yet, so come with me on this journey and enjoy this with me, is Shakeology. I cannot wait for Shakeology. I am so pumped about it because there are so many amazing superfoods in the Shakeology. It's not a protein shake, it's a meal replacement shake, and it's to feed your body. Like, we eat hamburgers and hot dogs and French fries all the time, but that's not feeding our body. Our body is getting all those extra calories, but we're not truly fed by that. So your body's still going, I still want the real food. I still want the real food. I still want the natural stuff. I still want the superfoods. And you're not giving it to it. You're giving them the high cholesterol processed stuff that it doesn't think is real food. So Shakeology is that. So it makes you regular. It makes your skin glow, your hair glow. It just kind of reinvigorates your body and kind of pushes the reset button, which is what I'm all about in 2015. Like, let's press the reset button on everything. I love that. So anyway, I'm so excited. If you guys are interested in becoming a Beachbody coach, which by the way, if you post pictures of yourself at your workout, or you love your workout clothes, or you're so into fitness, or you're so into your meal prep, you are just naturally a coach. So don't just get the product, be a coach. So the last thing I want to leave you guys with is just a quote that is kind of all encompassing for my 2015. And I've just looked at some videos and I kept saying 2015 when I was talking about 2014, but now I'm talking about 2015. But for 2015, it's just from Purging Buck, who was like a women's rights activist and amazing author. And she wrote, "The person who tries to live alone will not succeed as a human being. His heart withers if it does not answer another heart. His mind shrinks away if he hears only the echoes of his own thoughts and finds no other inspiration." And that is kind of my motto for 2015 is, it's not about me. I'm not going to be afraid of what if I can't do everything and I can't control everything. I can't. That's the fact. I can't. God does. It's about seeing the joy and seeing the blessings in other people's lives and in your own lives, and just seeing what God's doing. So I love you guys. I encourage you to be healthy and happy and get out with the old and in with the new in 2015. I would love to help you in any way that I can, any kind of encouragement that I can. I would love to be your Beachbody coach or to sponsor you as a coach in 2015. And if not, I would love to just see you guys as an inspiration to be accountable. I love you guys so much. Be blessed. Bye.